Hi and welcome along to the Goulburn Harness Racing preview for their meeting on Monday afternoon. Not the usual Tuesday that we've become accustomed to, but it's a very strong meeting. The club have been working very hard to make this one a big success, so we wish them all the best of luck. My name's Greg Hayes and it's great to have your company. Hopefully I can nail down a few winners. I think we can definitely spot a few in the middle of the program. Let's see how we go with our 4 tips as usual for a Goulburn preview. We're going to start in race 2. It's horse number 6, Draxon. Now Draxon is a 2-year-old, going to turn 3 at the end of December, and look, it doesn't worry me too much about taking on the older horses at this stage of the season. Horse is a first starter. Horse has been trialling well. In fact, it's won its last 2 trials. We're going to have a look at the most recent trial. This was at Menangle. A really good improvement time-wise in this trial compared to the previous trial win. Let's have a look at the performance. Now, Robbie Morris drives the horse, so it wears those orange and black colours that he drives. Back 5th or 6th. And comes wide in the straight. In fact, is the widest runner, and then just works home stylishly and just blankets them at the end, just runs home over the top of them. Now, time was 1:56.1, probably going to need to go a little bit better than that when you compare the Menangle and Goulburn tracks and times. I think the horse is going to have to improve a little bit on that 1:56.1, but that last quarter was 28.2 and it came from a fair way back at the 400 metre mark. So first of the good things appears in race 2. It's horse number 6, Draxon, for Kerry-Ann and Robbie. Let's have a look at the second of my good things, and it appears in race 3, and it's horse number 3, Need Me Some Sugar. Now, Chris Judd and Jai Coney combine with this one. Horse has had the 8 starts. Took it a while to break through. In fact, it only won its first race at its last race start. We're going to have a look at this performance, or that performance. Horse is in front, wears the blue and black colours of Jai Coney, and just watch it power away. It's super impressive. Just the further they go, the further it gets in front. Look, no world beaters in that race, and it's going to step into an event where there are horses that have won races. However, I think the horse, now that it's got that win, a little bit of confidence, comes out of the strong Chris Judd team. Chris has got a remarkable strike rate, and I think it's going to get better and better for Chris as his career develops in the next 18, 24 months. So could be a big time for both Chris and Jai Coney as they link together. So that's in race 3, horse number 3, Need Me Some Sugar. Going to go to race 4. Now, horse number 8, Stay Tempted, has been a headache for punters. Has had 3 race starts. Has started favourite twice. On the occasion where it didn't start favourite, it was second favourite. It's yet to win a race. It raced as recently as Friday, and that was at Wagga. Now, the horse is an OD horse and therefore has to do a little bit of work in its races, and that brought it undone at Wagga on Friday. We'll roll the tape. The horse is in the Brad Hewitt colours up outside the leader, and look, travels strongly, but in the end, it's the work that the horse has to do to get around to the chair that tells in the straight. Horse just tires, and in the end, ends up running 4th. Now, due to the draw, again, draws poorly. The extreme draw, or the outside draw, the horse is going to start from the outside of the front row. But I just think that there's obviously some ability there, and it might not be this start, but as soon as the horse gets back in the draw and consents to do everything right in the early part of the race, it's going to be winning an event. And I just don't want to miss if it goes off on Monday afternoon. I did message Brad Hewitt just to see whether he was going to go with the backup, obviously having raced on Friday and then planned to race again on Monday. And he said, yeah, at this stage, the horse would take its place. So that is in race 4, and that is horse number 8, Stay Tempted. The fourth of the good things appears in race 5, and it's horse number 7, Parallel. This horse has been a terrific money spinner for connections. It's had well in excess of 100 starts. It's won 12 races. It's run a heap of placings, and it's a horse that when it finds a little bit of form, it obviously drops back through the rating system and then wins a couple and then has to work its way back through the ratings. But so it can put a couple of race wins together. And we're going to have a look at its last start performance at Newcastle. Josh Gallagher drove on this occasion. Horse raced outside the leader. It's in those blue and green colours. And by the time we get into the replay, the horses put a gap in them and raced away and is on the pegs and doing everything well. Now, what I did like about that win was the way that it absolutely put its rivals to the sword. I don't think Monday's race is very much stronger than that event and the horses it competed against. And I just think that this horse, with a little bit of confidence off that win, Josh off, Robbie on, both very talented drivers, so no big plus or minuses there. I think the horse is going to be extremely hard to beat. And again, I think it can go forward, control the race from outside the leader and power away. So that is horse number 7 in race number 5, which is Parallel. Now, normally we do the 4, but seeing it's Christmas time, I'm going to get in the spirit of everything and I'm going to try and find a 5th winner for you. And I'm going to go all the way to race 8, final race on the program, and I'm pretty keen on the chances of number 1, Refusal. Now, Refusal has already won the 2 races in its career. One of those was last time out at Goulburn. It actually ran past one of our tips in the preview, Flight Lieutenant, and Flight Lieutenant is still struggling to pick up that first race win. But I really like the way Refusal raced on that occasion. We'll have a look at the replay. The horse is in those fluoro yellow colours of Mick Harvey, in behind the leader. Will Rickson drove the horse on this occasion, travelling extremely strongly, getting the suck run behind the leader, and then Will makes a decision to come around the death horse as well, get out 3 wide, and then just slingshot straight past them, and it's race over in the space of about 60 metres. Looks a pretty progressive type, and what I did want to go back and have a look at some other starts was how much gate speed the horse has got. Now, the horse has shown speed when drawn well previously. In the end, the horse on the one occasion where it did lead, it didn't win the race. So they're going to obviously have to protect that barrier 1 on Monday afternoon. But I think if it leads, I think it's going to take a lot of running down, and I think it's going to win better races than Goulburn race 8 on Monday afternoon. That is for sure. So there's 5 tips for you. Fingers crossed there's a few winners there. If you're having a bet, good luck, and we'll catch you again very soon.